Students, today I will be teaching upon the topic anesthesia which are performed in OT. This topic is for BSc second year. So let's go with the definition first. What is anesthesia? What is the definition of anesthesia? According to Wilms, it is a loss of feeling in all or parts of a body with or without the loss of consciousness. ठीक है, तो हमारी bodies में is this no feeling. Okay, the whole body is not feeling any sensation or only a part of our body is not feeling any sensation with our conscious level or without any consciousness, then the patient, then we can call it as anesthesia. The patient was given an injection before surgery. So this is injection which is usually given before any surgery or before any surgical management is to be performed. Next is the according to Lippincott. He says that it is a general loss of the sense of feeling as pain, heat, cold, touch and other less common varieties of sensation. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि sensations नहीं होता है. There is loss of heat, okay, loss of pain, feeling of cold, feeling of heat, feeling of roughness, vibration. There is no sensation. Okay, and according to Device, he said it is a reversible blocking of pain feeling in the whole body or in a part of it by using pharmacology or other methods. Okay, so it is a reversible blocking of pain. Okay, blocking sensation. It is reversible. It will come back to the normal phase. Okay, this is done by giving injections. Okay, anesthesia injections we call, and this is usually done in the OT before any surgery. So there are many types of anesthesia. One is the general anesthesia. Second is regional anesthesia. Third is local anesthesia, and fourth is dissociative anesthesia. So there are mainly 4 types of anesthesia. So let us see with the first type, that is regional anesthesia. Regional का मतलब क्या है? एक specific region. ठीक है? So regional anesthesia, it renders a large area, or it covers a large area. It large area of the body insensate by blocking the transmission of nerve impulses between a part of the body and the spinal cord. Okay. Two frequently used types of regional anesthesia are spinal anesthesia and epidural anesthesia. So regional anesthesia matlab a sensation of only a specific region or a specific area of the body. Okay, so there are 2 types of regional anesthesia. One is spinal anesthesia, okay, and the other is epidural anesthesia. Okay, and in regional anesthesia में क्या होता है? There is blocking transmission of nerve impulses between a part of the body and the spinal cord. Okay, remember this, that it blocks the transmission of nerve impulses. जो impulses that is going on in the with the nerve. Okay, they are being blocked, and that should be between the part of the body and the spinal cord. Okay, not beyond the spinal cord. So there are 2 types. One is spinal anesthesia and epidural anesthesia. So let us see what first is spinal anesthesia. क्या होता है spinal anesthesia? It is achieved by giving injection. How much ml? 1.8 ml. Okay, remember 1.8 ml of 5% lignocaine solution. Lignocaine solution is a injection, lignocaine injection into the subarachnoid space through a lumbar puncture. Other drugs which can be used are syncocaine, procaine and amitocaine. Okay, and this injection causes serious hypotension. Okay, so spinal anesthesia we will give it, okay, through which route, that is into the subarachnoid space, okay, into the spine. Directly we will insert the syringe directly into the vertebral column, into the spine. And how much injection we have to give? 1.8 ml of 5% of lignocaine solution. Okay, and where we will give this injection? Into the subarachnoid space. Okay, so you all know that there is a procedure which is called lumbar puncture. Okay, so with this procedure lumbar puncture, we can place the patient in a C position and we will insert the injection 1.8 ml of 5% lignocaine into the subarachnoid space of the vertebral column. And there are some other drugs other than lignocaine injection. There are syncocaine injection, procaine injection and amiotrocaine injection. And the side effect of this is that it causes serious hypotension, okay, where the BP of the patient decreases or it falls down. So this is spinal anesthesia. Next is the epidural anesthesia. It is achieved by injection 1 to 2% of lignocaine solution. Okay, so here we are giving how much percent of lignocaine solution? 1 to 2%. Okay, and in spinal anesthesia, how much we are giving? We are giving 5%. Okay, so in epidural, we are giving just a small concentration of lignocaine injection into the epidural space. So here we are giving in the epidural space and not into the subarachnoid space. Okay, there is a difference. Okay, so with the name of, with the injection going into the epidural space, that's why it is called as epidural anesthesia. Okay, so here it blocks the nerves which transverse the epidural space. It can cause hypotension which is less severe than spinal anesthesia. So इसमें hypotension, it is not so severe like in spinal anesthesia. For prolonged operation, a catheter may be passed into the epidural space for intermittent administration of local anesthesia. So, not only we give the injection, the syringe, okay, we can insert a catheter. Okay, we call it as the epidural catheter. We will insert it inside into the epidural space, and the catheter will remain there only, so that whenever the patient is not feeling any, when the patient is coming back to the normal phase, that is feeling the pain, therefore we can give injection local anesthesia again. Okay, so therefore we do not have to prick the patient again and again. Okay, so it will be easy for us also to give the injection easily. So this is epidural anesthesia. Okay, in spinal anesthesia we are giving in the subarachnoid space. Epidural anesthesia we are giving in the epidural space. Concentration 1 to 2% of lignocaine solution. In spinal anesthesia we are giving 5% of lignocaine solution. Next is the local anesthesia. Okay, so we are done with spinal anesthesia. Now we are done with epidural anesthesia. Now we are coming to local anesthesia. In local anesthesia, it inhibits the sensory perception within a specific location of the body, such as the tooth or urinary bladder. Okay, suppose we want to, the doctor wants to extract a tooth or remove a tooth. Okay, cavity. Because of cavity, we want to remove the tooth. Okay, so what do the doctor do? They will give local anesthesia. Okay, means that only a certain area of the or a part of the body will be they will be numb. Okay, there will be no sensation. Okay, only a specific area of the body there will be no sensation. So that will be effective for the doctor. So this is called local anesthesia, and we can give in tooth extraction or any procedure or urinary bladder. Also, when we insert the urinary catheter, we apply with the help of a gel, okay, lignocaine gel, we can apply so that there will be numbness and the patient will not feel any pain. Next, classification of local anesthesia. Okay, so under local anesthesia also they are being classified injectable, like short acting procaine injections, chlorprocaine injection. Okay, then they are short acting. Next is the intermediate acting, like lignocaine injection, prelocaine injection. Okay, next long acting is tetracaine injection, bupivacaine injection, dibucaine injection and ropivacaine injection, and there's also acetocaine injection. Then we have a surface anesthesia. Surface anesthesia means on the surface only, like lignocaine, okay, lignocaine jelly और lignocaine injection भी आते हैं, cocaine, tetracaine, benzocaine and oxytazane. So these are some of the injections, okay, that we will be giving in local anesthesia, and they are classified into short acting, intermediate acting, long acting, and surface anesthesia. Next, we are done with local anesthesia. We are done with uh, regional anesthesia. Now coming to the third type, that is general anesthesia. General anesthesia, it refers to inhibition of sensory, okay, there is stopping of the sensory, the motor and the sympathetic nerve transmission, okay, at the level of the brain, resulting in unconsciousness and lack of sensation. So here the patient will be unconscious and there will be lack of sensation. They will not be able to feel the pain whenever the doctor is performing the surgery. There are three types of general anesthesia. One is spontaneous, one is controlled, and assisted. These types are based on whether the patient breathes himself under anesthesia, whether the patient is ventilated, under the ventilator artificially, or the patient breathes himself but needs some assistance. So it depends on the type, okay, whether the patient needs, whether the patient is on ventilator or whether the patient is able to breathe on his own or the patient needs some assistance. Okay, so that is the types of general anesthesia. Next is we have the dissociative anesthesia. Dissociative anesthesia, it uses agents that inhibits the transmission of nerve impulses between the higher centers of the brain, such as the cerebral cortex, and the lower centers, such as those found within the limbic system, within the limbs. Okay, so this is dissociative anesthesia. Now coming to the methods, okay, so there are various methods of anesthesia. So we are done with types of anesthesia. Now coming to the methods of anesthesia, that is, first is inhalation. By inhaling, okay, we can give this by using face mask or a laryngeal mask or an endotracheal tube. Then the agents which are used are gases like nitrous oxide, volatile vapor like chloroform, ether or flothane. So these are some of the gases that we will be given in inhalation anesthesia. Inhalation anesthesia depresses the brain from the cortex down to the medulla by increasing the dose. So depends on the dose given by the doctor. Therefore, the condition also will be depending upon the dose. So this is about the inhalation anesthesia. Inhalation means inhaling, okay, by face mask or laryngeal mask or endotracheal tube insertion. Next, under inhalational anesthesia, okay, by giving by an inhalation anesthesia, there are some gases like nitrous oxide. Okay, nitrous oxide, we know it is a colorless gas with a slightly sweetish odor. Okay, there is some sweet odor which is prepared by heating the ammonium nitrate. It produces light anesthesia without significant depression of the respiration or vasomotor center. It has disadvantages. Okay, disadvantages of nitrous oxide are it produces light anesthesia. Therefore, it can be only used along anesthesia. Long-term exposure to low dose can impair the DNA synthesis, and it results in fetal abnormalities when such staff become pregnant. So nitrous oxide is also very dangerous. Okay. Next, this is about the gas. Now coming to the liquids. Liquids like ether. Ether is very common. Okay, in chemical labs also we use ether. It is a colorless volatile liquid. It is a potent and reliable anesthetic, good analgesic, muscle relaxant, and does not depress the cardiovascular and the respiratory function in therapeutic dose. Okay, so this is about ether. Next, the other drug is the halothane. Okay, it is a colorless volatile liquid with a sweet odor. It is non-irritant and non-inflammable. Induction is smooth and rapid. In 2 to 5 minutes, surgical anesthesia can be produced. So these are some of the liquids that we can give by inhalation. Next is the enflurane and isoflurane. They are also they are metabolized to a lesser extent than halothane. Therefore, they are safer regarding the liver toxicity. Okay, so they are more safe as compared to halothane because they have less effect on liver toxicity. They do not sensitize the heart to adrenaline. Next is the desflurane and sevoflurane. They are a newer agent which brings about very rapid induction and recovery because of low solubility in the blood, but they do not have some, but they too have some disadvantages. Like in pregnancy, it induces coughing and sometimes laryngospasm. Okay, so these are some of the inhalational gases and the liquids. Next, this is about inhalation. Now coming to the oxygen. Oxygen should be added routinely to inhalation agents to protect against patient from hypoxia. When the oxygen is not available, ether is a safe agent for maintenance of anesthesia. So we can give ether when it is considered more safe when there is no oxygen available in the OT. Next, okay, so we are done with oxygen, we are done with inhalational anesthesia. The third is IV anesthesia through the IV route. So IV anesthesia allows an extremely rapid induction because the blood concentration be raised rapidly in a few seconds and there is loss of consciousness. So by giving through IV, okay, it is the fastest way of numbing a patient. So there are some agents like inducing agent, injection thiopental sodium, propofol, then dissociative anesthesia like ketamine, neurolepta analgesia, okay, like fentanyl and droperidol, and we also have benzodiazepines like diazepam, lorazepam and midazolam. So these are some of the IV anesthesia drugs. Okay. So let us see what is thiopental sodium. Thiopental sodium injection is used for induction of anesthesia before giving any inhalation anesthesia. Then propofol, it is an oily liquid. This injection is very oily. Okay, it is used for induction and maintenance of anesthesia for a short procedure up to 1 hour duration. So if the surgery is a minor surgery, then we can give propofol because it helps in maintaining the anesthesia for a short duration of time. Next is the dissociative anesthesia, that is ketamine injection. Okay, it is given slowly, IV. Okay, it produces dissociative anesthesia within 3 to 5 minutes, which lasts for 10 to 5 minutes after single injection. So how much this anesthesia will stay in the patient, that is 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, and pre-medication can be given with atropine injection. Okay, next is the neurolept analgesia, that is fentanyl and droperidol. It is a combination of neuroleptic. Okay, so fentanyl and droperidol is given together. Okay, so droperidol is a neuroleptic injection and fentanyl is an analgesic. Okay, so these two drugs can give in combination. So how many minutes does it last? It lasts for 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, and it is employed for endoscopy, like endoscopy procedures, and we can give these two injections, burn dressing, angiographies, and any other diagnostic and minor surgical procedures. So any minor surgeries or endoscopies or angiography or burn dressings, then we can give fentanyl and droperidol. Okay. So those were about the methods of giving anesthesia. That is inhalational, by giving by inhaling. Okay. Next is oxygen, and third is IV, intravenous. Next is the equipment. Okay, what are the equipments that we require? Okay, not only injections, but there are some things also we require how to give the anesthesia. Okay, so we need anesthetic machine, we need the monitoring system. That is, the cardiac monitor should be monitored. Okay, their heart rate, their BP, their SpO2 should be checked continuously. Then we need an oxygen gas supply, nitrous oxide gas supply, flow meter, vaporizer specific for every agent. We need a mechanical ventilator for the patient and tubes for connection. Okay, it can be endotracheal tubes. Okay, then We should monitor, what should we monitor while giving anesthesia? We should monitor the pulse of the patient, ECG, blood pressure, oxygen saturation, end tidal carbon dioxide, temperature of the patient. We should check the urine output, the central venous pressure, EEG, okay, bispectral index, muscle tone, because the motor function also is impaired. Then we should check the echo and drug concentration of the anesthesia drug. Then what should be the preparation? Okay, before giving any anesthesia drugs or before giving anesthesia to the patient in OT, these are some of the preparation as a nurse we have to prepare. One is the suction machine should be checked, solution catheters and tips are arranged. For the working of the operation table should be checked, especially the mechanism of lowering the head end. Okay. Next, nasogastric tubes, NG tubes should be put on the trolley. Then resuscitation equipment should be checked, like oxygen cylinder should be there, it should be filled, empty nahi hona chahiye, face mask hona chahiye, ampu bag, okay, laryngoscope, endotracheal tube, drugs like atropine, adrenaline, sodium bicarbonate injections, methamphetamine, dopamine, hydrocortisone, pronithazine, these injections should be there. These are emergency drugs. Next, monitoring the equipment is checked. That is example like cardioscope with defibrillator, pulse oximeter, capnometer, etc. So these all equipments should be checked before giving patient any anesthesia. Okay, because anesthesia has some complications like hypotension, okay, severe hypotension. Okay, so we have to maintain such situation. Stages of anesthesia. So there are some stages of general anesthesia. Okay, there are 4 stages. One is the stage of analgesia, that it starts from the beginning of inhalation of the anesthetic drug to consciousness. Next, stage of delirium. Second stage is delirium. The stage is from the loss of consciousness. It starts from the loss of consciousness to beginning of surgical anesthesia. Okay, it may be associated with excitement, shouting, crying and violent behavior. Third stage, stage of surgical anesthesia. It has 4 planes. As anesthesia passes to deeper planes, respiratory depression is seen. There is gradual loss of reflexes and relaxation of skeletal muscles. And the 4th stage is stage of medullary paralysis. It is only seen with overdose. It is a stage of medullary depression, stopping of breathing, circulatory failure and death may also take place. So these are the 4 stages of general anesthesia. So these are some of the conditions. Okay, in first stage, analgesia stage, the patient becomes conscious because it is a starting phase. Okay, then patient will have spontaneous respiration, reflexes are present. Okay, and there is possible small surgery procedures like dressing change in birth. Next is the excitation stage or the stage of delirium. Okay, there is possible uncontrolled movements, vomiting and increase in respiratory rate. Third stage is the anesthesia for surgery. It begins with lack of lid reflex. There are 4 stages, 4 substages. Airway opening is necessary. Possible surgery except for abdominal opening if no relaxants are used. And there is possible end tracheal intubation. Okay, so we will intubate the patient in the third stage if necessary. And the 4th stage is stage of intoxication or overdosing, or we call it stage of medullary paralysis. Here, the patient will have respiratory arrest because of overdose, or if anesthesia is not continued, possibly the patient will have cardiac arrest. Okay, and patient may die. So these are some of the stages of general anesthesia. So I hope this is clear about anesthesia. Okay, so we have done about the stages of anesthesia. Okay, we have done about the equipment. Okay, the methods, how to give anesthesia, inhalation, IV and oxygen, and the types of anesthesia. Okay, the regional anesthesia, general anesthesia, local anesthesia and dissociative anesthesia. Okay, so I hope this is clear. These are some of the anesthesia is very commonly done in OT. Okay, without anesthesia, the doctors will not proceed with the surgery. So I hope this is clear, and I hope you have seen also in OT. Everyone has been posted in OT, and I know everyone has seen this procedure also. Okay, so thank you, class.